Welcome back to Super English Podcast 2. Today, we're not only talking about vocabulary or grammar, we're talking about something much bigger, the small habits that shape your future. This is not just another motivational talk. It's a real, practical guide to making your life better, one step at a time. We're going to learn from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book is not about big theories. It's about real actions you can take every day. It shows how small habits can create big changes in your life. By the end of this lesson, you'll see why daily habits are more powerful than big goals. You'll also learn the 4 simple rules for building good habits and breaking bad ones. And remember, this podcast is not only about learning English, it's about building discipline, confidence, and a better life, all in clear, simple English. James Clear says, "You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." So let's learn how to build better systems. Chapter 1. The Power of Small Habits. Success doesn't come from big, one-time changes. It comes from small actions, repeated every day. Many people think they need to study English for hours or exercise for 2 hours a day to change their life. But this usually fails because motivation doesn't last. What really works is consistency. Small habits done every day are very powerful. James Clear calls them atomic habits. An atom is small but very important, and atomic habits are the same, tiny actions that lead to big results. Imagine an airplane flying from Los Angeles to New York. If the pilot changes direction just 3.5 degrees, no one notices at first. But after hours of flying, the plane will land in Washington, D.C., not New York. Your life is the same. A tiny change today may not look important, but over months and years, it can completely change your future. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you won't just be 365% better. You'll be about 37 times better. That is the real power of small habits. Chapter 2. Focus on systems, not goals. Here's something surprising. Winners and losers often have the same goals. Every athlete wants to win. Every student wants to pass. The difference is not the goal, it's the system. A goal is the result you want. A system is the process you follow. For example, the goal is, I want to speak fluent English. The system is, I will study vocabulary every morning and practice speaking twice a week. The problem with goals is that they make happiness feel far away. You say, I'll be happy when I achieve this. But when you focus on the system, you can be happy every day because you're making progress. The real goal is not just to learn English. The real goal is to become the kind of person who learns English every day. Success is not one big finish line. It's a process you enjoy. Chapter 3. The 4 Laws of Behavior Change. So, how do we build a system of good habits? James Clear presents a simple 4-step model. Every habit follows this cycle: cue, craving, response, reward. 1. Cue. a trigger that tells your brain to start a behavior. 2. Craving, the motivation or desire for a change. 3. Response, the action or habit you perform. 4. Reward, the satisfaction you get from the action. To create a good habit, we need to make these 4 steps work for us. This leads to the 4 laws of behavior change. We will cover one in each of the next 4 chapters. The first law is make it obvious. Many of our bad habits happen automatically without thinking. To change them, we must first become aware of them. The most powerful cues are time and location. Instead of saying, "I will read more," be specific. "I will read 1 page of my book at 7 a.m. in my kitchen." This is called an implementation intention. You can also design your environment for success. If you want to eat healthier, put fruits in a bowl on the counter, not hidden in a drawer. If you want to drink more water, fill up a water bottle and place it on your desk every morning. Make the cues for your good habits obvious and visible, and make the cues for your bad habits invisible. If you watch too much TV, unplug it after each use, or even move it out of the bedroom. A disciplined environment is more reliable than disciplined motivation. Chapter 4. The second law. Make it attractive. Habits are driven by a brain chemical called dopamine. When we anticipate a reward, our dopamine levels rise. This craving is what makes us act. We can use this to our advantage. The second law is make it attractive. One strategy is called temptation bundling. This is when you pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For example, you want to watch your favorite show on Netflix. You need to exercise. The rule becomes, I can only watch Netflix while I am on the exercise bike. You are bundling a temptation with a good habit. You can do this with many things. After I review my vocabulary list for 10 minutes, the need, I can check social media, the want. This makes the difficult habit more attractive because you know it will be followed by something you enjoy. We are also heavily influenced by the people around us. We tend to adopt the habits of the groups we belong to. If you want to get better at English, join a conversation group where everyone is motivated and supportive. If you want to be healthier, spend time with people who prioritize fitness. Join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. Chapter 5. The third law. Make it easy. We are naturally motivated to do what requires the least amount of work. Every action requires a certain amount of energy. The more energy it requires, the less likely we are to do it. The third law is, make it easy. You must reduce the friction or difficulty associated with your good habits. If you want to go to the gym in the morning, prepare your gym clothes, shoes, water bottle, and bag the night before. When you wake up, everything is ready. There is less friction between you and the habit. To master the habit of starting, use the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to perform. Read every night becomes read 1 page. Study English for an hour becomes open my textbook. Run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes. The goal is to make the habit easy to start. Once you start doing the right thing, it is much easier to continue doing it. The most important part of any new habit is just showing up. Don't start with the perfect habit, start with the easiest one. Standardize before you optimize.
Chapter 6. The fourth law. Make it satisfying. We are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. Our brains evolved to prioritize immediate rewards over long-term rewards. The reward for eating a donut is immediate. It's delicious. The cost, gaining weight, is delayed. The reward for saving money is delayed. The cost, not buying something you want, is immediate. The fourth law is make it satisfying. A good habit must have an immediate reward. The feeling of progress is one of the best rewards. A simple way to do this is with a habit tracker. Get a calendar and put an X on every day you complete your habit. For example, every day you practice English for 15 minutes, you mark an X. Your goal is to not break the chain of X's. The chain is a visual cue of your progress. It feels satisfying to see the chain grow longer. This little bit of immediate satisfaction helps you stay disciplined when you don't feel motivated. Never miss twice. If you forget to do your habit one day, that's okay. It happens. But the rule is never miss twice in a row. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new bad habit. The key to success is getting back on track as quickly as possible. So, to change your life, you don't need to make massive changes. You need tiny, atomic habits. Remember the lessons from Atomic Habits. First, small habits compound into remarkable results. Focus on getting 1% better every day. Second, forget your goals and focus on building good systems. And third, follow the 4 laws. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. This journey is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about building an identity as someone who shows up even when it's hard. You are not just learning a language, you are becoming a lifelong learner. You are not just going to the gym, you are becoming an athletic person. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. Start today. Choose one small, atomic habit. Make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. And then just show up, day after day. That is the secret to real, lasting change. Thank you for listening to Super English Podcast 2. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.